We are live at the Parlor. My name is the Bull Bay. I am here with Camp Candle. What's up?
Hi.
What's up?
Get
Oh, you got to get the mic. My fault.
Hello? Oh, I'm on.
What's goody?
Hey, man, we just glad to be here, man.
This is so
I'm
awesome.
really happy for y'all to be here again. This is not like a showcase or this is not a competition. It's a conversation. It's community building. And this is like the first time I've experienced. Well, shouts out to Joey Sticks. We're not going to throw any shade to him, but it was the first time I've seen like snares in front of us. You know what I mean? Different drums and everything like that. But go ahead and introduce yourselves as a group and also as individuals.
Yeah. We're Camp Candle.
Yes, Camp Candle. We're from Philadelphia, Philly
Uptown.
natives.
Gang.
Uptown.
Yeah, uptown in the building.
Uptown. The Northwest.
Yo, little fun fact. A North Philly hack man taught me how to drive.
Hat man, taxi cab. Wow up when you can take a hat. You know it's cold out there waiting on that 18.
You know what I mean? My fault, but go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, my name is Bree, but also known as Hetepsa. I'm part of Camp Candle. I mean, like,
My name is Mark, also known as New Ra, you know, the producer dude from Camp Candle.
the producer boy.
Yo, the bull.
Let me get a beat.
Yeah. So we definitely gonna talk more with both of these individuals. But first, I want that music to start talking. I want that music to start creeping in. Yo, we really appreciate y'all being here live at the Parlor, man.
Thank you for having us.
Do your thing.
He hype. He just got a new toy. This is the first time we're playing with this. This is exciting. I think you can. Fancy.
And I feel it. I'm still shaking. The weapons are trying to guess me. I can't take it. So far away from so far away from you, and I feel it. I'm still shaking. The weapons are trying to guess me. I can't take it. So far away from so far away from you.
This is so cool. We're Camp Candle. Thank you for having us. This is like the most amazing thing. Like it really feels like community in here, and that's like really important. This is what Philly needed. This is my first time like sit down Camp Candle, and this is awesome. Yeah, that song's called Weapons. Pick up your microphone. Yeah.
Listen, if you don't make some noise for Camp Candle, yo, once again, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Right. So this is a new experience. Oh, sit down. Okay, I'm gonna sit down. Got you.
I'm already sitting.
All right, word. So you just mentioned it earlier. You are from the city of Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Word. How does that inform everything that y'all doing?
The feeling, the vibe, like that's definitely the drums that he chooses to put in there, the loudness of the drums. And
Yeah.
just-
Loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philadelphia. So how did y'all meet? How did y'all link?
His mic not working.
Oh.
But we went to Saul together, so we've known each other since high school. So
Real ones know.
been on the farm.
Yeah. Real ones know. So how long of a relationship has that been? Is that like almost a decade?
Yeah, we old. We
Yeah,
started
more than a
longer than that.
decade.
We started Saul in
Yeah.
2003.
Yeah.
Word.
2003.
Yeah.
And are you the writer? Or are you the producer?
It's
Swaps?
It's like together. Like
Yeah.
mainly he does production. Mainly I'm writing, but like it's still a collaborative thing. There's songs that we've written together, songs he's written, songs I write by myself.
Right.
You know, when he's producing, I'm in there helping arranging. It's a collaborative thing.
So collaborating is like essential to what y'all doing. Obviously, it's a group.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so how did y'all stick together? Because I mean, I feel like I was in several groups as a maturing artist and things like that. But y'all weathered the storms.
Yeah. I mean, the most important thing is when you find someone who like shares your same sentiment and just we share the same, like we can complete each other's sentences at times, and you don't necessarily find a lot of people in the music world that you can connect with on the spiritual levels. I've here in Philadelphia, and not knocking what nobody does here, but I found a lot of people just focus more so on like trying to make money, and music isn't about that. Music is allowing your creative expression to just kind of flow,
And what I find most interesting is like music is definitely about all those things,
right.
But but connecting is really, really important. For me, it's always been about emotions, and so Philadelphia is there's a lot of technically skilled instrumentalists here in the city. I mean, you can rattle off a list, Adam Blackstone and Man and all these names you could just say. They go on tour with people constantly. It's a lot of technically sound individuals. But for me, it wasn't technical stuff. It was more spiritual.
Right,
it
right.
was more emotions. When I'm in the studio with several friends that are in the room right now, a lot of times I'm like, I don't know what sound that is, but it makes me feel like this.
Exactly.
Does that drive a
Yeah.
lot of like the last song that you guys just played? By the way, what was the name of that?
Weapons.
Weapons.
Yeah.
You gotta like walk me through that. Was that emotions? Was that technically, thought out? Were you trying to accomplish a goal with that?
No, we had when we first started doing music together, we were working, for somebody else. There was a rapper, he was the producer making the beats. He's an artist, but you know how it is for producers out here, and not enough shine that they get for what they do and the worlds that they're creating.
Which is why we do the Parlor. We want all the
Hey, that's what's
producers,
up.
composers, writers
Yeah.
to like have that conversation, have that talk. But continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's cool. So we were making music for other people, making music for fun, but like Weapons was the first thing that we did, and we came out and put out as Camp Candle, and we were just having fun. Like he can talk about the mouth thing that he had, but like it was just so random. It came together like that. I literally just sang a few words. Didn't make sense at the time. It makes sense to me now, but it was just pure emotion. Like you were talking about emotion. It was pure emotion. There was no structure to it. It was just like, okay, oh, this is it, cool.
And that's where I feel like that spiritual side comes in, where like that doesn't make sense to you, but you're just saying it because you're just kind of like this vessel of creativity and just kind of, kind of spurting it out like, wow, and it comes out good. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you going to say?
No, it's all good, man. It's all good. So like, for me, Weapons was the first time that I actually just allowed an instrument to kind of just use me and allow the music to just come through. Like the vocoder that you hear, I'm really big into vocoders because I'm not really sitting there at a keyboard or a piano trying to bang out chords and whatnot. Even though there's nothing wrong with that with the vocoder, it just, I don't know. I really like vocal music, because that's what it was for me at the time. And then she came with some vocal melodies and things like that, and it just kind of came together. I think Weapons, as far as like song structure, is like the most structuralist song that we have. But it's just so perfect. It's one of my favorite songs that we've done.
Word. No, that sounded dope. I mean, I'm sure I can speak for the room. Like, that's now filled up because when we started, it was empty. But as soon as y'all started playing, it was crazy, right? All right, word. Just, nod your head. Word. Yeah, but what other songs are similar to that? Lack structure, have more structure.
I don't think there's any as structureless as Weapons, because Weapons was just purely like, it was because it was like, he's done a lot in the hip hop community working with artists and, specifically hip hop artists. And like, I felt like for me watching him, it was like, oh, he's just so free doing this. You know what I mean? So it was just like so much freedom, not much structure. And I don't think we have anything else that's kind of like as free and floaty as Weapons is. But
Word. Would y'all like to share some more? I would love to hear some more.
Yeah, most definitely.
Wait,
Word.
What's next? You gotta let me know.
What you want to play next? I don't know.
Let's go to the normal flow. So till the morning.
Okay.
Let's wake
That's
up.
cool with us.
Word up. Make some noise. You know what it is. It's Camp Candle. Live at the Parlor.
Believe me when I try to take off. 'Cause I will never wanna lose focus, but it's like we're losing it all. But we try to falter, we try to falter. And every time I try to say it, the camera's always up. The picture's never worth it. Still I pay the price. Till the morning come. Till the morning come. Till the morning come. But up in the sky, I face the darkest cloud before the sunrise. No fear in my mind. I know I've come too far, way too much to say. Still I hear that thought, and I can't see the day. We're feeling not with a feeling. Till the morning come. Till the morning come. Till the morning come.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Word. So you said most of the artists that you've worked with has been like hip hop artists? Would you consider yourself a hip hop artist?
No.
How would you consider the things that you do?
I guess Camp Candle is kind of like indie pop, like the music that I've made on my own outside of what we do together. I do like a lot of like folk pop and like, so no, I don't consider myself hip hop. Like, no.
What is the intro? Like, what was your intro to music?
His
Is this mic on?
Yeah, his mic.
What was your intro to music?
My intro to music,
Testing.
obviously listening to what our parents listened to, so classic old school R&B.
Got you.
You know, the Goldie oldies.
Right.
But for me, Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey.
I feel like everybody's been kind of embarrassed about their like intro to music.
No, I'm not embarrassed by Mariah Carey at
I was
all.
gonna say, like,
I got a fan club email the other day. Not at
Oh,
all.
there
Oh,
we go.
absolutely not. But like Mariah Carey, but like I feel like middle school was when I was making my choices. I
Of
listened to
course.
like Mariah Carey and then like Chevelle and
Word.
like obviously Linkin Park because that's where we were. And my grandma
Yeah.
used to work at Cheltenham High School and she would bring home lost and found stuff. So like I learned about Tupac kind of too early. So
From Lost and Found?
from the lost and found box, she brought me home a calculator and Tupac All Eyes on Me. So
Yo, that's a crazy combination.
Testing.
But what about you? What was your intro?
My intro to music was Michael Jackson. You know, like my mom was the biggest Jackson's fan like ever. So you know, it kind of just like graduated down to me. And you know, my earliest memories was watching like Michael Jackson's Moonwalker and listening to Thriller. And
Listen.
you know, I was the kid that like when Michael Jackson wasn't cool for a little bit, that I was still listening to Michael Jackson. It wasn't until like he passed away where oh man, I was the biggest Michael Jackson fan. You know, I think Michael Jackson also like ushered in this other phase of my life where I kind of went from like Michael Jackson and nu metal. So I also went through like the Korn, Linkin Park, and then I kind of went like
Limp Bizkit?
yeah, early on.
I'm not embarrassed. I love
yeah,
Limp Bizkit.
The first which one? I never heard of that one.
Word. How did you start at Michael Jackson and how did you start at oldies and work your way up to I guess when you guys met? Folk is what you said. You were doing. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I was the only child. I mean, I have a brother, but like my mom, I was with my mom, and I was the only child, and it was kind of weird, and she let me be weird. So it was cool. Like, she let me buy No Doubt
Being weird
CD.
is healthy.
Yeah, it is. My
Being
mom
weird
let
is
me
a
be
healthy
me, and it's
thing.
really cool. I had like a lot of angry music going on, and she just let it be, and it saved a lot of people from getting beat up. So shout out to like angry music. But he went through his new metal thing. I wasn't as cool with the new metal. I didn't get to Korn until like I was older and stuff like that. But I don't know. Like the world of pop is what was like. Oh, hey, Bree. I'm like, oh, hi, pop. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love pop music.
Nah, of course,
I
of
love pop
course.
music. I got really into like John Mayer.
Yeah. Who doesn't like John? Mayer?
Yeah,
Come on. Now.
but this guy right here got me into Bjork, years ago, and it's just like I never looked back. So
Right, right.
And you worked your way up from like Michael Jackson to
Like new metal, and then I kind of graduated to like the underground industrial goth thing, and then I graduated into like dream pop and like shoegaze and stuff.
so
and
this is mad eclectic.
yeah,
yeah,
eclectic.
we listen to a lot of stuff that's like on the far ends of spectrums.
Right.
And he's introduced me to stuff. I introduced him to stuff, and it's just like there's nothing we won't. Well, maybe there's things you won't listen to. There's nothing that I won't listen to.
She likes country. I'm not that.
I don't like country. I like the Dixie Chicks. That's
Right.
where it starts and
That's
stops.
country.
That's where it starts and stops.
Ain't nothing wrong with. I mean, some countries just
Dixie
terrible.
Chicks. I
But
cannot
I mean,
say
music
I like
is
country.
music. Though.
right.
Music is music. There's
Yeah.
terrible like songs in every genre,
Yeah, it
but
is.
then there's great ones. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
it's always just music. What's do you guys create together or is it separate?
Yeah, we create together. Like
Yeah.
we're in the room. Even if it's sometimes he'll start tracks, start worlds, and be like, oh, what's about this idea? And then we'll sit in the room and keep marinating it and creating it together. Or it starts from scratch together. We intend like, oh, let's work on track A, and then it winds up we were like, oh, let's start something new. So for the most part, it's really collaborative, and I think that's what keeps the energy so high because it's not just like him sending me music and then me writing to it. It's
Yeah.
like even though he might be the one behind the keyboard 99.8% of the time, my energy is still there.
That
and
was a
even
specific number.
Right, and even though I might be behind the pen like 77.3666 with that
Got
joint on
you.
top at the time, his energy is still there. You know what I mean? So it's like, even though we have different roles, it's still 50-50 energy-wise.
And as far as releasing music, is all of this new or is this like you have back catalogs like crazy?
well, Camp Candle, the first Camp Candle was 2015.
Yeah, and that was Weapons. Weapons
Weapons
was
was
our
the first song,
first track
yeah.
that we put out.
Yeah, we got a couple. We got like some. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
I
say that
mean,
out loud.
I don't, like my earlier Native Kid was talking about like how he like saves his projects and just kind of like types anything. So I have like 2,000 folders in my Logic library that's just like I just type anything, and we just have a bunch of stuff. It's stuff that I haven't heard in years that we probably
Stuff
started.
that we'll probably never find because
Right.
it's called Bloop Bloop XR27 dot.
The common thread is apparently producers just name stuff randomly.
They got
like,
mad
it's like,
other things to do. Like who has time?
for sure. I don't like underscore. There you go.
That's the artist's job. Like I'll leave it to her. Like, what you naming this?
Got
Name
you.
this one Flower Man.
Got you. As far as the creative process, though, what's the hardest? What's the easiest thing for you to really tap into?
So the hardest for me is when he's mixing and he'll loop like the same 10 seconds. That's hard. But I understand it's really important. You know what I mean? So I'll sit there. I'll sit
Engineers
there and
know.
be supportive.
Right.
I mean, it's supportive because like he's not just producing. He's doing a lot of the engineering as well. So I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, okay, we're gonna hear me go bop bop a million times, and it's cool. So that's hard for me. But it's collaborative. So it's like I'm not gonna let you hang out there by yourself.
Well, yo, teach us all in this room, and some of us already know what it is. But why are you looping one thing? What are you trying to find in that space? Why does it sound crazy to us as artists? Or it's like, yo, you're playing this over and over again. But why are you playing it over and over and over again?
I mean, it's like plenty of reasons why I'm doing it. Sometimes when I'm mixing vocals, I may need to de-ess something, and I need to find exactly where the tss is hitting. So I'm re-looping it and turning the triggering whatever effect I'm using to try kind of de-ess. And then sometimes the snare doesn't hit the way I need it to, so I'll loop a part over and over again. Or I really try to sometimes pinpoint what needs to be done and then look at the bigger picture, because kind of mixing is kind of like having a canvas that you've already started to draw on or paint on, and you just kind of want to get in the little technicalities of it. Like, okay, I need to this is an ocean, but I kind of want to fix the color in here. So that's kind of how I look at the whole mixing process. Even producing, trying to find the perfect snare, trying to find something that it's like, yo, this is it right here. You'll know it when you hear it. It's like,
Is that like an agreeable thing? Like, why? Like, I'm gonna like point you out, Max. Why do you loop something over and over and over again? And we've been in sessions, and I'm like, yo, he really. Yeah, just yell it out. Listening to shit real closely.
Right.
Technical.
Well, I know a lot of vocals have like and pops and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Do you want that or don't you want that? I know there's a lot of artists that I know like keep that in there.
It depends on the
Yeah,
song.
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends.
I guess so. I mean, I guess it's about creativity and preference and what you're trying to accomplish with the song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's plenty of our songs that got the fire alarm beep. There's plenty of songs where I'm saying on the left side, pan hard left, I'm saying yay. On the pan hard right, I'm saying no. Like, sometimes it's cool to keep, in what the mistakes are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Do you live with the mistakes or are you like no?
At first, it's like, damn, man, like, we put this track out and I can still hear my kids in the background. But then after a while, like, it's really about what the people enjoy, you
Yeah.
know? If the people like it, then who am I to tell them that they're wrong for not liking something in the song?
Word
Like,
up.
that's your
And that's
song
what it's
now.
all about. It's really about y'all. Have y'all been enjoying Camp Candle? Y'all want to hear some more music? All right, word. I'm going to put you on the spot again. Please play us some music.
All right, cool.
Live at the Parlor.
The song is called Surface. It's something I wrote for all them struggling lovers out there.
Could it be a love divine when we walk a thin line and you're feeling so far away? Look, my mind is cloudy, but it's full of the doubts that we sowed here yesterday. By your fear, I fall hard.
And we fade like those stars.
And don't remind me of the time that I closed the door or the things that I left us for. 'Cause we love sex, I'm self-serving. I'm self-serving. 'Cause we love sex, I'm self-serving. Your love can rain fly. The wills we had, we're striving back, but only move so far. Making changes instead of wishes can't be that hard. I felt my fire made you hot, but you so cold.
Still speaking what we think, but we don't know.
Love's hoping for a lot, but it won't show. We might stop, but the time flows. 'Cause we love sex, I'm self-serving. I'm self-serving. 'Cause we love sex, I'm self-serving. Your love can bring fire. The love well was up when I paid for what I said. For what I said. And I know once we hit each other's spots, we'll be there. We'll be there.
Lead church.
By all, yo, make some noise for Camp Candle.
Yeah.
Live at the Parlor. Camp Candle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
By all means, walk us into the next joint. I just want to keep hearing some music.
Okay. Regular joint, TBC.
Okay. This one's called The Birthday Circle.
Hey.
There you go. We about to get it.
Ew.
space and time. I see you grow from my window. It's hard to see my beauty circle. I know it's not my birthday today, but I will dance all our pain away. I know it's not my birthday today, I will dance all our pain away. Breathe in lightning, I feel the void. Float above my body, and it's in the ceiling, and I know you feel it glow. So I keep it going round to see my beauty circle. I know it's not my birthday today, but I will dance all our pain away. I know it's not my birthday today, I will dance all our pain away. Glow, 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 glow. Animosity, just you. What produces in your life through space and time? I know it's not my birthday today, I will dance all our pain away. I know it's not my birthday today, I will dance all our pain away.
Yeah. Thanks,
Yes,
y'all.
yes. Candle. How y'all feeling? Y'all good? Y'all
We're
good?
feeling great. How y'all
Word,
feeling?
word.
We good. We good.
I'm gonna jump right back into it. I know we want to hear like one more, but in any case, sorry. I know a lot of creating is about like achieving something, right? So you're trying to achieve something. I know when I first started like getting into recording, and I'm still like at my baby steps for real. But I heard a lot of things from the engineer, like I'm trying to make it sound more crunchy. I'm
Right.
trying to make it sound more cheesy and sound like food and all these other different things. So like when you're writing, what are you trying to achieve? And when you're producing, what are you trying to achieve? And as a group, what are you trying to achieve?
Well, when writing, I'm just trying to capture that moment, you know, because it's kind of like, I always say, like, I don't sit down to write a song. Like, I don't write songs on purpose. Like, if he has a soundscape that's there or we work on one together, I just let it come through. So it's not, I'm not like, oh, I want to make it sound like this, or, oh, I want to say this. I don't even think about sometimes the words that I'm saying. Sometimes they don't even make sense until like 2 months later after the song's out. I was like, oh, that's what that's talking about?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So just really trying to just go with the flow. That's really the goal, is to just to capture that feeling and, you know, try to take you somewhere else.
Yeah. How about you? When producing, what are you trying to achieve?
So I really just try to take people into that dream state, that trancey state, you know, where, yeah, the gamma state as they call it, you know, just I've noticed a lot of folks kind of do music, and a lot of people do it for fun, and a lot of people don't quite understand like the real nitty gritty of what goes into music, because you really can affect someone negatively and positively. So you know that's one of the things that we kind of came together to do is just affect people in a positive manner, not like be like corny positive, but
Like,
just
yes, love yourself.
Hey.
and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, we just want like it's uplifting music. Like we had people cry after our shows. Like, oh my God, I can't believe like y'all are the best. And I'm like, damn, like that's like the goal all together.
Yeah,
like I want people to
effect.
cry.
Is that the collective goal? Like you said, is that what you're trying to achieve as a group?
Well, yeah, because back in ancient
People
Egypt,
crying?
well, not people crying, but like just that joyful feeling. Back in ancient Egypt, only priests and priestesses were allowed to be musicians because it was like an uplifting thing. You were making music to help people transcend their bullshit.
Gotcha.
So,
Right.
I can listen to Move by Ludacris. I've gotten many tickets just listening to that song because I listen to it, I'm mad, like, bitch, get out of my way, and I'm driving fast because it's like music affects you whether you're, realizing it or not.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of songs out here that help me get through my anger and stuff, but like what we're trying to do is just, y'all know what it's like outside right now, in this environment.
Yeah.
It's just like, our goal is like when you listen to what we're doing, you can forget about that for just a moment, you know what I mean? Like, and heal yourself because it's damaging out here. So we just want people to be okay.
Yeah, word. Health through music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, word. Well, I don't want to keep y'all at all from playing us some more music. How much
What
we
we
looking
got?
like on time? Forever in a day? Oh my God. I love it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna back away. I'm gonna let y'all cook. Camp Candle. Camp Candle. Camp Candle.
Okay. That's cool. Let's do that. You hype because you about to hit that jar. You so hype.
The ocean can't be told about the things it caused. Like you express its feelings, and I see the bridges. Never lost your heart to run up in the dark. No wish, no wish, no wish. Not too far. I see it. Running around, soon break. 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 Miles away from what you've seen.
The hell.
Here now, go sail away, sail away, away. Sail
like the real time better for that part. Thank you.
By all means, go into another one, man. We love the music. Y'all love the
Get 'em
music.
something crunchy. Get the Black Friday. You got Black
We're
Friday in
live
there?
at the Parlor. This is Camp Candle.
What? Okay. This one from my mom. This her shit right here. Yep.
Name on the shotgun. Think what you wanna know myself. You could walk right through me and deny yourself with a mirror tell you about the pain you dealt. When you cry for action, could you look that close? You won't, you won't, you won't. I hope you realize something. Your false beliefs mean nothing. This being watered down, you could take a drink, but you laugh instead, lie in what you think. The God of truth is open, open. On everything, I'll be the one to make it clear. Our lives as one, don't be afraid. I lead us there to bright things. One day, my friend. One day, my friend. One day, my friend. One day, my friend. Don't be afraid. I got love to give, even if you won't meet me there. Let the clock slip across time to destiny. I got love to give, even if you won't meet me there. And let the clock slip across time to destiny. On everything. On everything. One day, my friend. 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 One day, my friend.
Yes, yes,
Thank you.
yes, 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 yes. Make some noise for Camp Candle.
Thank you.
All right, chop it up with me just a little bit more, just a little bit more. We are live at the Parlor, by the way. My name is DeBoa Bay. Shouts out to Tiny Room for Elephants. We are in their space right now. Make some noise for Tiny Room for Elephants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hello, hello. Oh,
there you
shoot.
go.
There I go.
I think we can hear him now.
Yeah.
So those last two songs, just tell us about them real quick.
So the first song, I wrote that. It was like my way of processing. My friend was like processing some trauma, so I was like processing her, processing that.
Got you.
And it started because he put together this soundscape, and it was what, like drums, the chord, the pads, and the bass.
Yeah, that
and
was
it was
it.
like when I heard it, it just like I wanted to cry. So
Wow.
it was just like this really emotional thing. So I just kept it emotional. And yeah, he did his thing with that track on that song Saved Me. So
Got you. And the last one we just heard.
one day, my friend, that song started off as me being angry at somebody and then kind of trying to resolve it. They don't know about it, but it's cool. I made my peace.
Got you.
And just really just wanting to be a being of love, not a being of irritation or a being of you getting on my nerves, but just a being of love.
Yeah.
And we got a little funky on that when he was playing the bass live on his
Yeah,
bass.
and that's
he
the
was
one
playing
that-
the bass live. He went boop boop. Yeah.
And when you said this is the one that my mom likes, and I heard the bass, I was like, I know why, man.
It's that bass. It's
that bass
bass
line was
yeah.
really, really wild.
That was
man.
him. He was funky on the bass. He played the live bass on that joint. So.
Yeah. How'd you find that space to just do that with the production and the bass?
I don't, I'm a big fan of like 80s music, so I got like a whole drum library of like 707s and 606s and things like that. So I kind of was messing around with the with that and just kind of put it together. And at first, like as far as the bass, I actually went like to buy like $100 Yamaha bass. So I was practicing with it and I started slapping and popping. I'm like, oh, I should put this in this song.
Yeah.
That was one of the only times where I was like slapping and popping. I'm like, yo, that would sound good in that track that we working on. So
That's
how
what's
that
up.
came
That's
together.
what's up. Now, again, both of y'all are from Philadelphia. How has the city like informed the music that you do and the music that you're gonna do?
Yeah, for me, like I have a lot of my production comes from hip hop. So as far as my like drum selection, I make sure that the drums are hitting hard. Because when I was
Which era? 2000.
Oh man,
We still hustle till the sun come up. That
crack a
era?
40 when the sun go down. It's
Yeah.
a cold winter. Y'all niggas better bundle
Yeah,
up.
which
you
era
feel
we
me?
talk about?
All of it, man. I just listened to Schoolie D earlier.
Word.
Right, looking at my Gucci's about that time.
Yeah.
PSK. I'm a hip hop head, but on a low. Like I don't really hang out with like too many like hip hop heads. But me myself, I'm a hip hop head on the low. But
I feel like you in a room with a whole lot of hip hop heads. at the
Right.
moment. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. A lot of my production is like hip hop based. So when I meticulously pick drums, I'm making sure that they're cracking the way that they need to crack. Because I hate hearing drums. It's just kind of like.
Yeah.
It's like,
We from Philly. We loud. It gotta
Right.
be loud. It gotta
Yeah,
be
You
like,
mentioned
I'm
that-
here.
I was gonna say you mentioned that earlier. The loudness, the very,
Loud.
very present,
Presence.
powerful music.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? Is that like something that you keep in mind when you're like crafting these things?
Yeah, most of that. I can't have my track go out without no popping drums. Like I just won't feel right. I wake up in the middle of the night like, yo, this snare don't sound right.
Wow.
I need to fix it.
Word.
My lady.
And so has the roles ever been swapped? Have you gotten into production a little bit? And
It's we actually working on a song now where I started the track. I grabbed a sample from one of them websites.
Splice or whatever.
I think it was Splice, and I did some arrangements, but we actually got a song where I started the production and he's just like cleaning up my work, but
Word.
Yeah,
we need
shout
that.
out to Splice.
Splice.
They interviewed us one time. Remember?
Huh? They did. Oh yeah, we did an interview. They gave us $25 at Amazon.
Yeah.
Hey.
But yeah, so we're experimenting with that.
Okay. I'm getting notes.
But
I'm not that professional.
Yeah, so I experiment with production sometimes, but that I think working on that track is gonna open up a new world. We're trying new things.
Yeah,
Right.
where's
You
the
know?
influence coming from? I mean, you mentioned a lot of bands that you guys like listen to as you developed and started to mature as artists. But is there anything outside of that? Comic books, movies, trips?
I-
Walking around the neighborhoods.
I read a lot, and you mentioned neighborhood. Just like it's interesting because you all right? we recently did like a stripped down show at the Greenhouse, and he lives in Frankfurt, so most of the music we're making at his place. And when we were working on stripping down our show for the Greenhouse and like this acoustic show, it was different because we were at my place in Uptown. So like the energy of the atmosphere where you are definitely has an influence.
The city of Philadelphia has definitely physically changed. I always bring up the movie Philadelphia in the opening monologue. It's just, or the opening credit scenes. It's just a montage of Philly back in 1990, whatever.
Right.
And like when you look at some of those areas today, it's just drastically different.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I always wonder if some of that energy is still kept. I don't mind updates, but when you completely deface something, it's like, damn, it used to be.
It's like what it used to be. Yeah. Even what I saw in the birthday circle, it was like one of those days after this crazy storm. The skies was all types of colors. The energy just felt weird, and like we really was like, all right, let's capture this, and we did that. Like, yeah.
Well, one more time, I need y'all to give it up for Camp Candle.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You got a question, please, by all means.
Quick question. I heard her mention you got the new toy.
Right. Yeah.
So what's the new toy and why you so hyped about it?
Questions about the new toy and why you so hyped.
So when we perform and when we go out and just do shows, the initial setup was like my laptop and like these drums here and the tambourine and the shaker and whatever and a couple mics. But I've noticed, watching other bands and like their setup, they're more interactive. Like even watching someone moving their hands is just like more interactive. And I don't kind of want to stand there like, dancing, in between, breaks or whatever. So I was like, you know what? I wanted to get the SP, the SP4, whatever, SP404, yeah. But I saw this and I'm like, this would work perfect with these drums. So, when I buy like, audio equipment, it takes me a while to actually pay for it. So, I'm watching tutorials and I'm just looking at, how people use it in their setup. And 2 weeks ago, I was like, you know what? I'm getting it. I'm definitely getting it. So, the energy for me is just like I'm moving more and more movement and more energy for me is like, it's going to be a better experience for the people that come to see us. So that's one of the reasons why I got it.
Well, shouts out to everybody who came through tonight and shared their music. We got Hectic Zenith still in the room.
Yeah, shout out to him.
We got Native Kids still in the room.
Shout out to him.
Love you guys. Camp Candle. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all so much, man. This has been live at the Parlor. Shouts out to Tiny Room for Elephants for allowing us in their beautiful space. It's
awesome.
so nice. Like I said, take a selfie, man. Take a selfie, hashtag it. Follow us on Instagram, live at the Parlor. My name is DeBoer Bay. This is something that we're going to keep going. Again, this is community building. This is conversations. This is dialogue, not a showcase. We encourage everybody to have conversations after the camera goes down, even during, all that stuff. So by all means, and shouts out to Eric Boss. One time. Please do not leave without like following up with everybody in the room. Honestly, man, I'm gonna make it a point to try to follow everybody in here, man. I appreciate y'all. The what SZ? I'm sorry. Oh, the art behind us. I'm slipping in my pippin. Yeah, I just had a hard time reading the box.
I know it's gold on brown. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. Yo, shouts out to SZ. The art behind us was done by this incredibly gifted, hand-skilled, all this other stuff. Yomi blessed us on the far wall.
Woo!
Honestly, take some time, take that in. I'm not really the most heavy political dude, but by all means, go out and vote next week. It is important. It has some power. I know I'm pessimistic too, but I'm gonna just go and I'm gonna just do it. You know what I mean? And again, thank y'all for coming through. I appreciate y'all so much, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. Is that it? We out. All right, we outie like a belly button, man.
You want one more? Oh,
one more?
What you want to do?
All right, one more, no
Take
more.
him to the hip hop. Put Black Friday.
Take him to the hip hop. Yeah, me and Native Kid gonna break real quick.
All right, this song, is that guitar in there? I normally play guitar on this song, but that's okay. We'll pretend like I am. Go ahead. Can we get his mic?
I've been everywhere and seen all kinds of things. Lost in the sea, no time soon. Crazy sleep for I can stay there black. lights go on. The lights go on. I don't know where to move to. I don't know where to move to. I don't know where to move to. Out of touch now. I don't know where to move to. Out of touch now. I don't know where to move to. I don't know where to move to. I don't know where to move to. Out of touch now.
Thank y'all so much for having us. This is like the coolest thing ever. So excited for this awesome space. We're Camp Candle. Thank you. Yeah.
Yo,